Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2, a game where one of these two teams will take on the third place of the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. But you get that if you lose, but you want to win, because if you win, you have a chance to meet Virtus.pro in the Grand Finals. Well, actually, no, you don't have a chance. If you win, you will meet Virtus.pro in the Grand Finals. Fnatic and Mousesports. We're gonna see which one of these two teams will be that team. Best of 3, game number 1. I have a co-caster with me, Kanaz. Welcome back.
Good to be here, and the game started and stuff.
I know.
Watch Dota.
A lot of delays, half an hour delay costed Fnatic all their bonus time. Quite mild, if I may say so, in terms of punishments. There's still no game advance or anything. It's just
maybe they'll lose all their bonus time for all of the games.
That could be. Who knows? We're gonna have a Morphling ban, by the way. I mean, Bedrider IO. Meh, standard. Morphling ban for Mousesports, that's gonna be not so standard. With the Naga 7 ban out as well, means we still have the Visage in the pool, still have the OD, still have the Lifestealer apparently as well. Mousesports going for that one first, and Fnatic, the team that is completely fresh, will be picking up the bait. And I say completely fresh because of course Mousesports just played a best of 3 to get here. And they actually went to 3 games as well, weren't the easiest of games for them, even though the last game was kinda one-sided, but they did get some extra time to relax, I guess, because of Fnatic's being late. But yeah, we're gonna see it. What do you expect for this series?
Well, I think Fnatic are still in a really unpredictable spot right now in their training. I'm hoping they've sort of tightened things up and that we're gonna see like really strong performance from them, because they've been bootcamping like a month now. And they were looking real sloppy prior to this bootcamp. They started to shape up a little bit, but they're still a little inconsistent, I feel like. So it's hard to say exactly what's going to go on. I think Mousesports is the more stable team when we're just like speculating on what's going to happen. So expecting probably Mousesports to be a little bit favored here, but Fnatic, you know, they can put on a show.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, or the nail on the head, because Fnatic, a bit the more inconsistent team, but it does mean that when they are in shape, and they can really take down Mousesports, no problem. But they have to have a good day, or I don't know what the inconsistency stems from, but if they have a good day, it's really going to be a good day for them, and then they normally roll over teams. However, if they're having a bad day, well, it shows, and it shows in some tough games for them. We're going to see Mousesports, as you said, the more consistent team, pick up a Rubik again. We've seen Rubik in 2 of their games, I believe. Previously, once played by Sinrin, the other time played by Puss. Still have the Visage in the pool. OD, Darkseer, and also Nature's Prophet banned out. As the Puck is the last ban for Fnatic, of course, making sure that Farah doesn't get that hero. And Fnatic don't want to pick it up for themselves. Having a Bane and a Weaver. So far, not really giving anything away, apart from having, of course, the Bane up against a Lifestealer. However, on the other side, you've got the Rubik to steal that Fiend script, so that's nice. And they select the Queen of Pain for Hani in that mid lane.
Yeah, Queen of Pain definitely a powerful hero. We didn't see it at all today, which is somewhat surprising, since I think it's one of Resolution's better, if not best heroes to really take up in that mid lane. But yeah, it's a strong hero for Hani to go with. He's almost always the one that plays it. I'm just trying to think if I ever remember Trixie picking it up. I can't think of a time. So probably Hani in the mid lane on that Queen of Pain, and it leaves Mousesports having to figure out what they want to go up with against the Queen of Pain with Puck already banned out, and that's kind of one of the more common picks to take towards the mid lane when you know you're facing up against the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, we saw Magnus earlier today, of course, in the mid lane. I hope that they don't do the same thing again. I mean, I like Magnus in terms of being able to team fight, etc. But I mean, it's not really something that really worked out for Mousesports in this game. They go for the Nyx Assassin, so that's going to be another support. That means that they have a very potent roaming support combination with the Nyx Assassin and the Rubik. And could definitely be trying to get some kills early on. However, Fnatic having the Queen of Pain and the Weaver already, 2 heroes that are very tough to gank.
Yeah, both those heroes, when you know you're going up against them, you need the lockdown to be able to really take them out. Rubik, he's got telekinesis, it's a decent stun, especially for other setup, and now they pick up the Nyx Assassin as well, so another hero that has a very good, reliable stun. It's a lion stun, so you can hit multiple people with it, but you're almost always going to get the target you're aiming for. And we see Treant picks coming out from Fnatic,
It's
so
been
they're
a
going to have
while.
that Treant Weaver. Yeah.
It's been a while, but let's see. I mean, Treant Weaver is still very strong. Can still work. But we'll see how much that actually works. Because, of course, Gyrocopter with the... Well, just by being Gyrocopter, you can actually, with the flat cannon, get the living armor off very fast. So we'll see if that has any effect on this one. Having a lifestealer and a Gyrocopter could definitely be turning into an aggressive tri-lane for Mousesports if they want to. But we've seen plenty of times where Koikfa was by himself on a lifestealer on the offlane. So a lot of options still. Lone Druid is the last ban. Kind of saying that Fnatic is expecting one of the heroes that Mousesports has now in the mid lane. And maybe even... I mean, we've seen Koikfa going for Lone Druid mid before, right? That has happened. Actually, that happened yesterday. So yeah, that's gonna be one of the heroes that Fnatic bans out, and then Fada could have played the Gyrocopter. We've seen him doing that before as well. It could have been an option. Wasn't really expecting it, but oh well. We're gonna have Mousesports banning out the last hero. I mean, we still have a Dragonite in the pool in terms of solid mid heroes. Could be one of the heroes that Mousesports would be looking at. Bounty Hunter, the last hero to be banned out. Fnatic though. Let's see what they go for. If they are having that Weaver on the solo suicide lane, which we can normally expect if there's a living armor there for him. Or if they are gonna be using him as a carry, depending on if they need an offlaner or not.
They have options. We see them use this hero. Both teams have a lot of options for what they can go for. You know, Weaver on an off lane can be very powerful. Can also farm in the tri-lane. With the Razor pick, it looks like it's probably going to be a Weaver off lane. I would think that would be where they're going to go with this. The Razor's just a little bit weaker solo. Weaver is very resilient. Mousesports, you know, they're in kind of the same boat. They run Lifestealer off lane all the time. I don't know that they're going to want to send it up against the Weaver. I don't think it's a particularly good matchup for the Lifestealer. He's going to take a lot of harass that way. But they could certainly try. Gyrocopter, they run the mid lane from time to time, like you mentioned, in the hands of Fada. Black also plays Gyrocopter very well, so they can go that route. These heroes can move around quite a bit, and it's just going to come down to what they feel is best now that they can see the full Fnatic lineup.
Yeah, and of course they have plenty of bonus time to tick into, so they're going to abuse that for a little bit. I would actually like to see an aggressive tri-lane for Mousesports, but then with the Lifestealer free farming bottom and the Gyrocopter on the aggressive tri-lane, because, I mean, you're still going to have a Lifestealer Weaver, you're going to have a Lifestealer Weaver lane, in that case, and as you said, not really nice for the Lifestealer. But there's not going to be any living armors then, because, in theory, Treant Protector will be busy keeping his top lane alive. So that might be something that Mousesports could be looking into. But we'll see what they go for. 16 seconds left, and then they have to make a decision what Fada is going to play, and if they're going to be putting something specific up in that middle lane. Like, still like a Dragonite. Having a Tricore when there's a Razor, that's always a good thing. But it's Beastmaster instead, with that Roar. Control is the one to go for. Should be able to stay alive, at least against the Queen of Pain. When level 6 comes, he might be able to rotate and get a kill. I don't think he can kill off Queen of Pain by himself though, but we'll see. Maybe supports rotated and they help him. Could be, could be.
Yeah, Beastmaster, he could try to get kills with that Roar, and sometimes it'll work out, but usually he needs someone else around there. Roar doesn't do a particularly large amount of damage. And of course, it's a single target stun, so it's not like as effective as a reverse polarity if you move over to the side lanes and you catch a couple heroes out. But certainly can set up kills, has that effect that goes through BKB, and is also very effective for trying to hold the Weaver in place. It's a long stun that has a pretty good range, so if you want to set up those ganks on Weaver, that's the kind of ability you want.
And you have got, you've got a Roar followed up by an Impale Telekinesis. There's not going to be any time for that Weaver to time-lapse, and of course that's indeed what you would be aiming for. But again, we are watching, of course, the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament, and we are watching the loser bracket finals. Before we show who's playing what, I will tell you that you should visit gc.corsair.com, where you can find a giveaway. You don't really have to do that much to chip into that one. You just have to enter your email address and click on the like button, and that's it. No funky stories about why you should be the one to win it. As soon as you type in your email address and press like and such, then you are eligible. So go do that, gc.corsair.com. And of course, Loser bracket finals. Winner goes up against Virtus Pro. Loser will be dropped out and gets the 3rd place in this tournament. We're seeing Mousesports on the Radiant side for this team, for this first game of the best of 3. It will be Sinrin on the Nyx Assassin, Fada on the Beastmaster, Pass playing the Rubik, Quickfire on the Lifestealer, and Black will take on the Gyrocopter for this game, as we are paused because Fnatic, the ones that we have been waiting for all this time, are still not entirely done.
Yeah, and until they decide to pick up all of their heroes, I can't even introduce the team. Because they could do something tricky and mess with us.
Yes.
But we do have Fly on Treant Protector and No Tail on the Bane. At least to start things up, and those two, of course, would play those two heroes in some combination, depending on exactly what they wanted to do with them. But
yeah, I'm expecting. I mean, Hani, Queen of Pain, most logical.
Yeah, Hani, Queen of Pain seems really likely.
Trixie on
Weaver
the Weaver.
Probably on Trixie. Yeah. And then who did Razor, played by Era.
Yep.
Seems likely, but of course they could do something silly, and who knows what they'll do if they do something silly. You never know with these teams lately.
I don't know. And we are here with the 2 teams that are on bootcamp, of course, that have had, I believe, the most connectivity issues on bootcamp of all the teams that are on bootcamp.
Well, Fnatic, have they been having connectivity issues or like computer issues? I think their computers
at the start, both, and at the start they had some connectivity issues, but they fixed that halfway. I think it's now mostly computer issues. You're right.
All right.
Okay, let's technical issues.
Yeah, technical issues.
Yes.
Since both teams have been on boot camp, they've been constantly having disconnects and stuff. So
yeah, luckily for Fnatic, it's only 1 hero at a time. Normally, 1 player that has an issue, Dota crash or something. Mousesports, however, is just boom, they're gone, all of them. Yeah. That's probably a little less favorable in this situation. Let's see what's being shared here. 2 things are being shared. Wow, Syndron has got Juggernaut answer. Well, I'm not impressed. I was thinking maybe a nice HUD or something, but nope.
It doesn't share my stuff, does it?
Nope. What do you have?
I have the Storm Spirit announcer. And then Direstone HUD, apparently.
I don't want the Direstone HUD. Like... Nobody buys the fancy ones, like the new ones. I like the wood one, but I don't buy it because I don't use it.
My friend gave me the Direstone HUD, so I have it. I was like, alright.
You have to use it. I've got...
Yeah, I got it for free.
Yeah, gotta take free stuff. Almost seems like you're Dutch.
Does it? Taking free stuff, is it like a very Dutch thing to do?
Yes. Why do you think going Dutch is like splitting the bill? Because we're cheap asses. Therefore we take everything that's for free.
But if you're splitting the bill, you're not taking it for free, right? You're paying for your portion.
No, but I mean, like, normally if you say going Dutch, it means that the person that suggests it doesn't want to pay for everything.
Oh, I see.
So, split the bill. Because of course, I mean, it's... Yeah. Normally more common that a specific person pays the bill, but... Yeah, no, Dutch people are... People are very prone on their money, and therefore take everything that's for free. I thought that was a global thing, actually. Maybe it's just a Europe thing.
Saying going Dutch?
No,
I think I've heard people say
no,
that.
I mean, like, knowing that Dutch people take things for free. Like, if it's free,
yeah.
they'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard that, but it probably doesn't come up too often in American culture to, like, talk about Dutch people. I don't know.
No, I know going Dutch is a global thing. Or at least, Western thing. Like, I doubt they say that in Asia.
Le Pain is great.
Le Pain. Le Pain. Le Pain? Is it pain? Oh. Is pain the same thing as a bread in French? I'm gonna look it up right now.
I have no idea. I don't speak fluent French. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I think it's le pain.
Oh, alright. But it's just spelled the same?
Yeah, I think it is.
Le Pain is bread. I don't think he meant that. The bread is great. Hurry up.
Yeah, it is bread.
Alright.
Yeah. Told you.
What's so great about the bread? I don't get it.
It's great.
Just some great bread.
Yeah. Well.
This is what happens when the teams are AFK forever at this sort of a game.
Yeah, Fnatic hasn't, well, has only said need a minute. I think that minute by now has passed.
Well, yeah, and it's 45 minutes past start time.
Yeah. We're talking about pain.
This is no Star Ladder. They don't take this.
This is no Star Ladder, no. Maximum amount of pausing time is 5 minutes there? I believe?
They're here.
They're here.
Right. I believe them.
Do you think they were just outside, you know, smoking some, put them back in, thinking, oh my god, that draft's done a lot faster than...
Well, they had no bonus time, so it had to be done fast.
Yeah, true.
If they're here, why aren't they picking their heroes?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Taking their sweet ass time while everybody's waiting for them. Well, happens. We can only forgive them if they give us brilliant Dota.
Well, that's always the hope with the teams, isn't it? That they'll give us great games of Dota, and then sometimes they don't, and then what are we supposed to do then? We forgive them anyways. We're nice people. We understand.
Yeah. We'd be having less understanding if... or more understanding if they were here. Let's put it that way. I don't know, it just takes a long time. What? I think we already had, they already had a 45-minute break. But...
Are they serious? I don't know if that's serious.
Well, there weren't any other officials in Western Dota apart from the Corsair Gaming summer tournament today, so that would just be bad planning on their end. So, better yet, they knew that this game was going to be at 2100 from the get-go.
NGF.
No good fortune. I don't know, what does it stand for?
They're wishing them no good fortune?
I don't know.
Wow. Wow, that seems rude of Fnatic.
No girlfriend?
No girlfriend.
No grand finales.
I don't know what's going on in this game anymore.
Nope.
Everyone seems like worse. Alright. So we're in.
Yes, and it's
Players
exactly
picked
the
heroes?
same that what you called out. I mean, Era playing the Razor and Handy on the Queen of Pain and Trixie on the Weaver. So no surprises there, as we got a burning llama that is chewing very fast and is now looking directly at me. That's crazy. Look at him chew! Did you see him chewing?
Yeah.
Wait a second. There he goes again!
This llama, and then like it stares at you and you're like, oh, get out of here, llama. I understand. The llama's on fire and it's like looking to you for help.
And it's got a ponytail.
You're not doing anything. Unusual, the llama. Alright.
Okay.
So that's a really weird looking courier.
Yes, with a ponytail.
I feel bad for it because it's on fire.
It's the llama from hell. I mean, it's on the dire side.
It's true. It is on the dire side. Okay, so we have lanes.
Yes, we have.
We can see where they're going.
So,
defensive tri-lane coming up from Mousesports. Pretty standard, I think.
Yep. And so two black will be taking on the farmer role. That means that Koifa's by himself on the lifestealer. He did get pulled a bit of extra regen there, passed with an extra set of tangos and a self. Or actually Cinnamon bottomed the self, passed only the one tango. But he's not going to be having an easy time because he will be up against an aggressive tri-lane that has a Razor with a static link and then a Nightmare that static link goes through because it doesn't do any damage. So that's already going to be Koifa probably in a little bit of trouble, but as a lifestealer he can go into the jungle. He's actually going to miss his block because he was too slow. Wanted to have that rune too bad. The rune goes to the bottom lane though. Rubik picked it up. We are also going to have an offlaner Weaver. He should be able to just sit on this bottom lane with that living armor there for free. The question will be...
Yeah, he still has to be careful.
Yeah.
Like, even with the living armor, if the supports commit a lot to just keeping him out of lane, they can keep him out. It hurts the supports pretty badly, but if they're willing to do it to shut down the Weaver, you know, it's a trade that they can make.
Yep, I mean, Fly already using living armor on himself. He actually did not get any regen for himself. He's got 1 clarity, and that's it. Let's see who he pulled, because he pulled some people heavily. Queen of Pain got himself a Fly got himself a Tango and a Cell from him. Open wounds. Fly might actually go down here. Koifa, is he gonna get first blood on the solo offlane? 1 more hit, and he gets it! Static Link comes in too late. Maybe Era can get a return kill, but I don't think so. That is a first blood for the offlane lifestealer, because he was battling a tree that didn't leave the lane. Awkward.
Yeah, it was pretty awkward, to say the least. You're not supposed to let that happen, especially against a hero like Lifestealer, who really doesn't have particularly good killing potential. Like, he has a moderately powerful slow at level 1, but you can only use it if you're basically in melee range with him anyways at level 1 nowadays. So, just really silly play by Fly to let himself get picked off.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But hey, it does give Koikfa a little bit of an edge. He is still on level 2, and I mean, he's still up against a tri-lane, so he's not going to have an easy time, but at least he's not completely hopeless here. And maybe having a little bit of luck if the level 1 tree comes out again. Level 1 Bane as well, and Koikfa is now level 3. That's a big difference right there. So he has to be careful with the creep wave, and with that Enfeeble, it's not going to be allowing him to really go aggressive here, but he could try and turn this around. Perhaps. Level 2 now up on No-Till, actually. He's got a Brain Sap, so... Actually, no. He doesn't have a Brain Sap, he's got a Nightmare. Nightmare and Enfeeble. In the meantime, Trixie... I mean, you can compare Trixie to the Lifestealer. That's not going to be in favor of Fnatic at all. So Trixie is sitting safe, getting levels right now for free.
Yeah, he's just able to get this experience, which is very good for him. He's not getting last hits, which is not surprising. They're actually pinging him, so it looks like they know he's there. Or Cinderin suspects at least, because he pinged like directly on top of him.
Yeah,
not going to do anything about it though. Things are kind of pretty stable at the moment. They got that surprise first blood in the top lane for Quakeba, but he is getting shut down more or less beyond that. He's only gotten 1 last hit. He's gotten as many creep kills as hero kills, which is weird.
Yeah, let's see if we can keep that up. That would be quite impressive. I mean, one thing is, of course, for Mousesports the case in this one, they are not the team to want to be aggressive just not yet. They want to wait until Fada's level 6 and maybe then they can rotate around. They're okay with Trixie getting some levels as long as he's not getting farm. He's already doing worse than the Lifestealer is, and with the first blood off the board, the incentive to try and move around to get kills is a lot lower now.
Did that hurt?
Maybe Beastmaster is the target of a gank though. Fly and No-Till rotating. Nope, never mind, they go back.
Fly and No-Tail, like the worst ganking heroes of all time. Bane, who's disabled, you can't hit him through.
But you can move around, you can set up.
Yeah, like you can get in position with your tree to give him the right clicks. Just walk up and give him the old tree fists. Because that's about all he's got going on for him. Yeah, they're not a particularly good roaming duo. And like you said, these mid heroes, they're not highly incentivized to try and roam for a kill right now because they're not getting first blood out of it. And that makes it so they can play a little bit more passive and just try and farm up in the mid lane. Neither's really getting a huge advantage at the moment. It's sort of close to dead even, except for Hani having a ton of denies, because Fada doesn't really have a good way to get those denies.
Yeah, Fada is just here for the experience. He's actually almost level 6. Of course, indeed, like you said, I mean, Queen of Pain already level 6 because he got that extra experience. But when he's level 6, I'm expecting him to rotate. Or expecting supports to rotate to him so they can take down Hani. I mean, one of the two things could happen. Fly, though, I mean, he needs some extra levels. He needs that living armor up. Just because, I mean, when that Beastmaster gets himself level 6, that living armor is going to be needed up on the roar targets. In the meantime, Trixie is rotated a little bit more, trying to take some farm away from the supports here for Mousesports. He is level 3. We have got Lifesteal level 4.
Honey in the mid lane. Oh.
Rocket Barrage on Trixie while we wait for jumping to Honey. Trixie will be able to get away. Honey, not so much. The roar was there, and that's a solo kill. Just roaring in Axis was enough. I don't think that Honey was prepared for that. I don't know. He had a full bottle. Right?
Yeah, he just came a little bit forward. He tried to give the Shadow Strike to Fada. Fada roared axed. One last hit was enough to get the kill. So yeah, Honey's gonna go down. It's another kill for Mousesports, and that helps Fada quite a bit. He's ahead in last hits right now, and he's gonna find a rune top. Actually, No Tail's gonna get it.
Yeah, No Tail chasing him down. Nightmare. In comes some supports. Fly with the leech sheet. That will help out. There's no roar anymore. No mana. He tries to TP himself out. Let's see if he's going to be enough. Sonic Wave. A long range. Hani takes it down. Gets the first kill for Fnatic. Nicely done. Nicely set up. And at this point, of course, it's the 6-minute mark. So it's nighttime. All the wards have just disappeared. And that shows.
Yeah, things are definitely going pretty okay for both teams at the moment. Like, Hani got picked off, but then he gets that revenge kill there with some assistance from supports. He needed to use his ultimate, which is somewhat unfortunate. He wasn't getting that. He was Fada was getting away otherwise because he wasn't going to be able to get in range for a scream. But it's still a pretty passive game, all things considered. Just maybe Fada overextending a little bit there, trying to get that rune with no sight and walks into supports. Like, it's pretty unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Koifaz, by the way, of course, resided in the jungle. Is now getting some extra farm there. He's still ahead on levels compared to the Weaver. And also now ahead on last hits. I mean, Weaver... I'm understanding that he is on the off lane, so he doesn't get that much. But he is still a Weaver. I'm thinking Weavers are nice on the off lane when you know that there is going to be an aggressive trial lane. So that Weaver is going to actually be on a 1 versus 1 lane. And then Weaver might be able to, you know, get some farm up. Because... I mean, Weavers need farm. They needed Lincolns, or at least something that can help them stay alive, and only then they can build damage, so they need a bit of a start. And right now, Trixie's not getting anything. And I'm not quite sure yet how that's going to be working out for Fnatic. They do have a Queen of Pain to buy extra time for him, perhaps. And, I mean, he's not doing bad. He is higher on last hits compared to 1-for-1 score in terms of kills. He has got that Living Armor to help keep him up as well. Might be enough, but... it will still be a tough game for Fnatic as they don't get Koikfa on the top lane.
Yeah, Koikfa he's in an okay spot. Like, he needs to be careful. You know, he's gonna invest. I was like, whoa, what are you doing, Koikfa? But he runs forward and he's fine. They're gonna go on him.
Yeah, there's a Nightmare. Static Link still going through. Where's the TPs, people? You might want a TP. Nope, nope, nope. Ira backs himself out with the Eye of the Storm on. He actually turned that on, which is quite surprising considering they weren't gonna try to take the kill. No TPs coming in. Koifei will be safe. Won't be able to be aggressive, which is actually what he wanted to do. He wanted to try and take a kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But no, passive once more. When do you think Black's gonna rotate? Do you think he's gonna go Shadowblade and rotate, or is that so not Black-like that we're not gonna see that?
I don't see any particular reason for him to go that route and pick up the aggressive Shadowblade and try and just move around the map and set up kills. Particularly with the lifesteal replayed in the offlane role, he's a hero that can really transition into that mid-game aggression, I think. A little bit better, maybe, than Gyrocopter, and his late game is also a little bit weaker than Gyrocopter, so I would understand if Black is going to sit down here, continue farming, and they can use Quakefoot for that role.
True. I mean, you've got yourself a Nyx Assassin, just needs to get level 6 if you want to have some infest bombs with that. And I'm expecting Fada to at some point get a Blink Dagger as well, to just go for Nyx bombs with that as well. I mean, there's a lot of potential here for Mousesports as they actually rotate both Syndra and Koifa here and try to take down a tower. I mean, with a double damage on the Beastmaster, they can at least get quite far, but no tail hanging around as well, so there could be a Nightmare and at least deny, so they have to be careful here.
Yeah, there's also the fun thing where Beastmaster can actually use his bird as an Nyx bomb.
True, I love that.
So you can infest the lifestealer in the bird and just like sit invisible in lane, and then suddenly you're there, or you can fly the bird like somewhere interesting and get Nyx in, and everyone's like, what is this hawk doing here? And suddenly there's a zombie like coming out and destroying you. So he doesn't need the Blink Dagger necessarily to go for that. He may end up picking a Blink Dagger at some point anyways, just for stronger initiation purposes. He also possibly could go for like an Aghanim Scepter. But I would expect, and it looks like he does have mech coming against.
Oh, roar up on Hani. Here comes the Infest. That's a, or Impale. That's a kill. Nick's Assassin with the kill. I mean, that was another roar. Again up on Hani. Just wasn't able to be out of there in time. And I mean, when there's a roar, there's going to be an Impale to follow it up on. And there's just too much burst. In the meantime, top lane, Nightmare set up on Quickfire. And they're coming in to try and take it down. Static Link will be there as well. Leech Seed is there. There is an Infest if Quickfire wants to try and use it. He does infest into a creep that will not die just yet. But I'm not sure if it's actually going to keep him up. At least, actually, yeah, that creep is totally safe. And actually, Fnatic helping with that because they took down the wave for them. And Quickfire runs away on full HP. Still has, of course, a little less tech damage, but nothing that he can't handle. And he lives once again.
Just a little less.
Yeah, okay, he is actually healing people. But, oh well.
I wish it worked that way. I really, truly wish it worked that way. It would be really funny. Yeah, Quickfire's still struggling in this top lane, but he's staying alive, and now Paz is moving up here to try and stop the creep push, so it looks like they'll have success there. I would have liked maybe for them to let the tower get hit one more time by a creep. It's 9 HP away from deny.
This time there wasn't even a roar needed for that one. Trixie goes for Fada. Fada TPs himself out, Cinnamon on the run out. We'll have another Impale if he wants to. We can just turn around and Impale. There we go. Runs himself out into safety and should be keeping himself fine with that one. 4-1 in favor of Mousesports. They're getting ahead quite far on net worth though. Of course the tier 1 tower dropping helps with that, but they are almost 4k gold ahead. They are 4k experience ahead, and all the while Gyrocopter has been sitting bottom. He has 88 last hits and he hasn't left his lane once and is still doing okay. I mean, Weaver has left his lane obviously and can't do anything bottom anymore. I mean, this is just Mousesports in a very comfortable position, and I mean, right now what can Fnatic do to disrupt that?
Well, I think one of the big things is that they need Hani to start getting more visible elsewhere on the map. They're not doing a lot with him thus far. He's kind of gotten himself killed in the mid lane. Was it 3 times now? Yeah, he's 1 in 3. So he's struggling a little bit, and I think he needs to move around and try and get some of these ganks off elsewhere. Particularly setting up a gank on black with a couple of his teammates would be very useful for them at the moment. The question is whether or not can be able to actually set up that gank. And Gyrocopter just gonna kill the tower. Yeah. Trixie's taking damage.
Sly will go down by the roar. Haste run up on Fada. In comes Hani. Is there gonna be another telekinesis? Not yet. The blink is on cooldown. There is a sonic wave for Hani. He looks fine the target. Can't decide on where to throw it at. I will not die just yet. We have got Cinnamon with his Vendetta. Looks for Hani. Hani blinks forward. Should be able to get himself away. Fada already out there. They lose the Rubik. They get a tree in return. Not really as favorable as you might expect. But, well, actually, it's a pretty good deal for Fnatic. I mean, their tree was only level 5. They take down a Rubik level 6, almost level 7. It's a good trade.
Yeah, but at the same time, Tree really wants to be getting his level 6 as well. His ultimate is very powerful. Has an effect and has that low cooldown, so you can use it multiple times. He's just trying so hard to get there. Couldn't quite do it. And trading kills right now is just kind of buying more time while the game is passive and Mouse are farming. And they're out farming at the moment. So, you know, whatever. If they want to keep this up where they just take basically close to even trades, I'm sure Mousesports are fine with it at the moment.
We almost have Bane, Notil sitting almost level 6, so almost that Fiend script. That might allow Fnatic to be a little bit more aggressive. And as you said, I mean, Hani, he is rotating, perhaps looking for a kill upon Fada again in the mid lane. Fada now level 11 though, I mean, he is leveling so fast. He is the highest level in the game together with his teammate Black on the Gyrocopter, and it's gonna be really scary for Fnatic really soon. Fiend script comes from the side of the tree though. Quickfire is the target. In comes Pass. There comes a telekinesis. Select links from everybody. Quickfire infests himself into a tree and a double kill for the infest out Quickfire. Here comes a roar. Down goes Hani. Fnatic losing 3 heroes when using their first Fiend script and seem to be completely lost about how they can turn this around.
Yeah, that's a very good fight for Mousesports.
Yeah.
They just Fnatic were so close to having Quakeba down, sitting at like 100 HP. Finally gets the Infest off, and then of course they get caught by the Impale from Cinderin, and that's enough with the Infest out to get those 2 kills. Honey then blinks in, way too greedy to try and finish off Quakeba, loses his life as well.
Yeah, I mean,
So Mousesports that's a huge fight for Mousesports to take. 3 kills and a
kill.
tower.
Yep.
Yeah.
No tail
Dire's
with his
bottom
level
tower
6.
is under attack.
Not able to make things happen. A lot of pings going out on him, but nothing really happens. I mean, we see that slowly but steadily Mousesports is taking control over the Dire jungle. They still have control over their own jungle as well, because Black has just got that part of the map like completely covered. And Fnatic, they know something needs to be changing, so they buy 3 smokes. And Bane will be looking to orchestrate those attacks. No tail.
Yeah,
Well,
no tails is like, it's go time. We need so much smoke right now.
Yeah.
Let's buy all of it. Just buy all the smokes.
yeah, it's not going to be obvious at all if they see them sitting in this inventory with that ward at the high ground, but yeah. Oh well. Let's see. Vendetta being used, Nyx Assassin, Cinderin almost has it, Nixus, or almost has it running out. Decides to not go in and backs himself out of there, and the rest of his team following suit, or at least continuing to farm the jungle. Quakefa finds himself a nice juicy stack. BKB ready on Black. It is 8-2. It is very much in favor of Mousesports, and Black hasn't been involved in any fight thus far.
Let's see it, 0-0.
0-0.
0-0. I guess so is Trixie, to be fair, but Trixie is not farming as well as Black.
Yeah.
Black's still sitting at the top of the net worth bar, and that's by quite a bit.
Yeah, and he actually has, I mean, all the top 3 for Mousesports on the net worth graph. Looking pretty solid. Bird is not infested. Quakefa, I are disappointed, though he already uses infest, by the way, as it on cooldown. Blink Dagger now up on the Beastmaster, looking for more aggressive initiations. We also have a Gem of True Sight. That means that they're already prepared for the Weaver. Once he starts joining in fights, they will be able to see him and etc. And maybe have some more control, of course, going the way of Mousesports, because that's going to be their goal right now. Make sure that Fnatic does not have any space to farm, and look at that flat cannon harassing Hani. Hey, Black, he left his bottom lane. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, he's got a BKB now, so he's feeling probably pretty confident that he can move around with his team, and he'll survive through a fight. That's the important thing, is that if he's going to move around and be with his team, he needs to make sure he survives. Otherwise, he should just be farming.
Yeah.
So with the BKB, feeling confident for this, and they're going to take at least this tier 2 bottom, or mid rather, and then probably rotate towards the bottom to get the last tier 2.
Yeah, I think Fada is looking actually for Aurora upon Era or Hani. Can't find it yet though.
Dire's
Middle tower will die. Top tower is still alive for the moment, but will get taken down. Quakefa gonna have it denied apparently. I can't reach in time. Oh, he can. I guess Fiend's Grip, the TP still going, but in goes Fada, down goes Aurora. Quakefa, he has got an infest, gets himself inside a creep. Again, let's see what they can do here. In comes Black as well. In comes the telekinesis. Down goes Era. It's 9-2 and Fnatic. They've lost all their outer towers. They have only got 2 kills so far. They haven't got amazing farm, and they should be starting ready to defend their tier 3s, because I don't think Mouse is gonna be waiting very much longer. Maybe they take down Roshan first. That could be.
Yeah, Roshan could be a very good thing for them to try to move towards. They could also just end up going for that tier 2 bottom and then start moving towards high ground. But I would expect for them to go for Roshan either before or after that tier 2 in the near future.
Oh, the tier 2 bottom. I kind of didn't see that one yet.
Yeah, there's that one last tier 2 in the bottom lane.
Well, we already have Black there, so yeah, the rotation comes. So we're gonna check some wards, apparently, maybe. Nope, just gonna sit there waiting for the 20-minute rune, maybe. We'll see. Trixie getting forced back. And
How convenient for Quakefa. He found a regen. He set for the rune and it was a regen top.
ah,
Or I guess it wasn't actually. They walked past it. Never mind. I thought the 20-minute rune spawn, but it's only 1945.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna take this tier 2 bottom, and like Fnatic are in a position where they can't do much of anything about this, and it doesn't really get any better waiting for them to go high ground. Black gets another tower last hit.
Because they can. Maybe they try to see if Fnatic makes a mistake when defending their base. And if not, they will go Roshan, most likely.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're moving forward. They approach the high ground to see what Fnatic's response is. If they're all going to be there and they kill off the creep wave, they can back off and go straight for Roshan, and that's what we see them doing.
Pass? Nope.
Yeah, they're going in.
Yeah, take a short left, right. Black was there. So yeah, Roshan, I mean, it's obvious course to do after taking out all the outer towers. Normally, though, this doesn't happen at 20 minutes into the game. Normally, it's a bit later. We have, of course, got oh, there we go. The gold graph going 15k gold in favor of Mousesports. Experience graph 12k. I mean, what can Fnatic do? What, like, if you're Fnatic shoes, what do you do at this point?
Probably be sad because my team has given up. That's usually how I feel like when I'm playing Dota. If we're this far behind, my team just kind of quits. But yeah, it's rough. They're not in a spot where they can necessarily do much of anything. They're gonna have to take a real big team fight, and the problem with that is they're gonna need basically a completely perfect initiation. Everything's gonna have to go exactly right for them, and Mouse are probably gonna have to make mistakes at this point. It might be out of their hands, but if they can even take a fight where Mouse also plays well.
Yeah, Fnatic did just take down their first tower, but it was actually a deny, so, you know, and they get some gold. I guess that's okay, but it's not that much. Era, the highest farmer on the map for Fnatic, still very far behind the 3 cores of Mousesports. He's not really got any items just yet. He's got treads and he's got drums, and there is an infest in Fada. They want to try and fight right now, looking for the blink in. Waiting for the blink. No, not blinking. It's a shame. It's a shame that he didn't invest in the bird.
Well, the bird dies very quickly.
True.
It's not particularly effective for going up the high ground because there's not really a lot of good areas. You kind of have to swing around through the woods and then try and like come in from behind.
Blink, roar, Trixie, Fate. Yeah, that's gonna be a Sonic Wave that didn't really do much because there's a mechanism. Open wounds up on fly. Nice overgrowth though, but Black turned on his BKB, gets himself out. Gets himself a treant kill. Bane goes down still as well. The GG gets called. Fnatic gets rolled over and taps out at 22 minutes in. And we're going to see a second game of this best of 3 for the loser bracket finals to decide which one of these 2 teams will be facing Virtus Pro in the grand finals tomorrow. Of course, you are watching the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. And this was our second stump of the day.
Yeah, we started with 2 really close games. Now we've had 2 not so close games. But I have high hopes for Fnatic to be able to take it back in the second game. It's just felt like their lanes didn't work out the way they really wanted to. It's possible they could... I understand the idea behind the Razor, the Bane. They're both particularly good heroes against the Lifestealer. But I think they might have wanted to dodge the tri-lane against Lifestealer. Send Weaver up there. Weaver does particularly well against Lifestealer. You get free farm basically on the Weaver, and they can just use this tri-lane sort of aggressively and run it into whatever Mousesports are doing. It's rough because like Treant's not particularly good in the aggressive tri-lane, but might have worked out a little bit better than what they had going in this particular game.
Yeah, and perhaps giving first blood to the offlane Lifestealer wasn't the bestest of ideas either, but we'll see if Fnatic can take it back, if they can force out a third game. Stick around, we'll be back with game 2 of this best of 3. Don't go anywhere.